when you got to carry multiple cameras every day, it can kind of be a pain. But you need them for different things. They say it's supposed to snow pretty hard this morning up until about noon or so, and then the snow's going to go away, but it's only supposed to leave like an inch, for us anyway. While this sucker sits here and waits to get picked up, that doesn't mean the work ends. I guess we should probably get on to our next project. This one's a little bit different for me, but not completely out of my realm of things I've done in the past if you've been following me all these years. So let's do it. Video processing. And while that's finishing up, on to the next project for the next video. Power design. What does that mean? As you guys know, I am a huge proponent of Power Chute, made by Power Design, chute blockers. That's my go-to. I've tried them all. I've used Quick Chute, you guys know. I really like the Quick Chute. I've used Advanced Chute. Unless you're really broke and you don't have a lot of money. At that point, I think I'd probably still make my own. We'll leave that one alone. But when it comes down to it, my two favorites by far have been the grass flap. I really like that. That's on the Skag right now. It's coming off. And Power Chute. Power Chute is number one. I want it on every machine that I have, and there's just no way around that. So that's the direction I'm going and have been gearing towards for all this time. So I currently have one on the Walker B, which if you guys have been following along, that mower's on its way out. Going to a new owner. If I do make the deal with the guy and acquire this new mower, that one will definitely have a Power Chute on it. The Toro Grandstand last year got a Power Chute added to it. And now the Skag is going to have the grass flap taken off. Not sure what I'm going to do with that yet. I might sell it, I might hang on to it for a while and maybe use it down the road. But that Skag is going to get a Power Chute as well. The only issue with Power Chute is the new guy, Alex, that took the company over. Phenomenal guy. Contact him if you want to. He is just doing great things with the company since he took it over in early beginning of year of 2020. But there are machines and decks in his new decks Evolve that he just doesn't have templates for. So let's not forget that code, Countryside 10 will get you 10% off. If you order a Power Chute, order anything from his website, it'll get you 10% off. James Shields also has one. I believe we are the only two. I was the only one that had a code for them until recently. James got one, so use my code, use his. I don't really care. I don't know what deal he worked with Alex, but I don't have anything. I don't get anything out of it. I just told Alex that I want to be all offered to you guys. I told him I don't want anything. He was gracious enough to send me what you have, what you're going to see here in this box, but I'm also doing things for him as well. So I don't make any money off that code. I don't know if Jamie does, but either way, use either of our codes and save yourself some money. So like I said, he doesn't have templates for certain decks, and when I told him, hey, I'd really like to put a Power Chute on my Skag V-Ride 2, he said, a lot of people have been asking for them for Skags, but I don't have a template. And I said, well, I'll tell you what, send one to me, just a raw one, not painted, raw cutout one, and I will put it on my Skag V-Ride 2 52-inch deck, and I will bend it and form it to the deck and then ship it back to you. That way you have a template and you can go from there and make your templates. And the deal I made with him, I hear my dog barking, but I don't see anything in the cameras. He's probably just barking to bark because he's a 100-pound American Bulldog, and that's what 100-pound American Bulldogs do. So, I am strong like bull. So, I told him, well, send me one, and I will form this around the deck, send it back to you, and then you'll have the design and you can do whatever you need to from there. And he said, okay. He goes, well, I'll tell you what, I'll send you 2 of them, and you can form one, send it back to me, and then keep the other one for yourself and use it on your skeg. So I thought, that's a hell of a deal right there. And that's exactly what he did. So this is what it looks like when you get them, and they're not all painted, and it's just the design and the hardware on it. But here's the other part. I thought he said that he was going to paint mine and send it to me, which I don't really care, I'll just paint it myself. But I thought he said he was sending me a complete one that I can use on my skeg, and he just sent me 2 pieces like this. So I can bend one and put it up against there, but also there's a nice hefty hole in this box. I'm hoping that hardware kits, one of the motors wouldn't even fit through there. I'm gonna have to call him, and then we will continue at that point. We'll continue with this video after I touch base with him, and we go from there. But in the meantime, I can easily bend this for him up against my deck and ship it back to him so he can start making these for you guys. Okay, so here's the deal. He sent me the 2 of these so that I could form them both around my deck and send them both back to him. He's going to keep one as his template. The other one he's going to powder coat for me and assemble the whole thing, motor on it, all that stuff, and then ship it back to me. And mine will be complete, ready to go on the mower. This guy's a first-class dude, without a doubt. And he runs his company the same way, which I've experienced over the last year of getting to know him and talking to him, because when he first took the company over, he started looking up Power Chute, and I was the only one on YouTube that had any information on it because I've had it on the Walker B for so long. So we got a problem. This mower's in here, and I can't bend the plates for the skeg unless the skeg is in here. The problem is the skeg is out back, and between where the skeg is and this garage, it's perfectly fine. It's not snowy and muddy, and I didn't just wash that and completely clean that mower before I put it away at the end of the season. There won't be any mud. Yeah, there will. It'll be fine. So there's the skeg. Nice and clean. A little bit of mud on the tires because I had to back it out the one day. Here's the grandstand. Super dirty. Covered in mud because we use it to pull a tractor up front. And then there is the Ferris 36 Hydro Cut. We'll talk about that later. But these have to move to get that out. a while. It was on that thing. But you know what I should do? While I'm back here, I should dig out the spare tires, the brand new tires that came with the Walker B, since the guy's coming for that today. I think they're up here. I got a lot of tires in here, look. Those are aggressive tires for the Walker, they can go on either one. These are AG tires that pretty much go on most mowers. Back there, are the original 8-inch tires that came with the Walker B. As you guys, most of you know, as soon as I bought that machine, I took them right off and put the full-size regular Walker tires on it. So those got to come out of there. So this is a Ferris 36 Hydro Cut. It doesn't steer like a normal walk behind where you squeeze the levers to go left, squeeze that to go right. You hold these down and you rock them forward to go forward and back to go in reverse. And you got to turn it yourself. There's a reason why I bought this. I've never used it and I'm now selling it. But for the record, there's another power chute right there, baby. Yeah! Nothing better than a power chute. Okay, so as most of you guys know, I have the grass flap on here. The pedal is, where's the pedal? Pedal's right there. Okay, and I do like this. It is great. It's a great chute blocker. Works great. I like the fact I can hold it down with my foot and just kind of maintain it, holding it open. But I just definitely like the power chute better, and that's why it's on my Walker B. That's probably going today. It is also on my grandstand, and it is now going to be on this. And if I make this trade with this guy on this other mower, it'll be on that as well. So this has to come off for me to put this plate on here and get this thing bent up to the shape of the back of the deck. That's what I was talking about. See how the deck curves right there? I'll show you once I get this off. I'm going to put the plate on there, I'm going to clamp it to it, and then I'll show you exactly what I mean and how it has to be. Okay, now that the grass flap is off, what I have to do, put this on here right where I would want it. Some guys like to leave this front part hang over. I don't like that. You have that flat surface right there. I think it should be flush with the end of it. So that's what we're going to do. And then it also gives more back here to form around so you don't get all that blowout right there. Personally, when I'm using chute blockers, a little bit of blowout coming out there doesn't bother me. My main thing is to not have it come out the side, but the problem is when you're in thick grass and you get blowout right there, what it'll end up doing is leave a trail there. So I'm just going to take a second right here. Let me tell you guys, I've heard a lot of people put comments in my videos. I've read comments they've left in other people's videos with chute blockers. I don't care what kind you're running. Custom homemade one, advanced chute, power chute, grass flap, whatever it is. When you mount this to your deck, put it up there, turn your inner blade, reach in there, grab that sucker, and turn it outward so it's facing straight out. There's a lot of mowers on the market, and sometimes Skags are like this. For some reason, the tip of this blade, even just 1/8 to 1/4 inch of it, sticks out further than the deck. I don't know why they do that. I think they should come to just inside the edge. But for whatever reason, allow them to do that. So I've seen guys comment, man, I put that chute blocker on my mower and I put it down and the blade kept hitting it. Well, a little common sense goes a long way. Turn that blade straight out, put your chute blocker up to it, no matter what kind you have. Make sure it's not hitting. If it is, adjust it inward or outward, wherever you need to be, and then drill your holes if that's the type of chute blocker you have. Okay, adjust it to that blade, then you won't have any issues. On that note, we're going to get this right here, and what I'm going to do is put this clamp on it here, like that. Tighten that sucker down like that. And put this one on here, like so. Tighten that sucker on there, like that. That's about where I want it. Now, this is where I need my bend. I need my bend to start roughly right here because that's where the deck starts to bend. So I need it, I got it where I want it in the front. I need it to start right here. Now I have two choices. I can tighten this down, hold it against here, and beat the hell out of this with a hammer to bend it in all day. Or I can heat it up and start to form it that way. We're going to go with the heat up option. Well, I'll tell you one thing's for sure right now. This piece of channel right here is going to have to be adjusted to fit these Skag decks because it's too big and it's keeping the plate out too far from the machine. So when it's on there, it'll be on there like that, and there's like a 1/4 inch gap. The whole thing in between there. There's a 1/4 inch gap for the where this sticks out. So this plate would definitely have to be smaller so that this can recess back further. Is how it would have to be. But that's not a big deal. So I can adjust my get the bend of it exactly the way that I want it. You know what I think I might do? I mean, I like the idea of using this to hold it in place, but I think I might just take this off here completely, mark it where I want it, and I'll heat it up and bend it over on the vise. I just don't like this because I'm thinking with the angle should be the same even if I bend it with it out here like this. But if you push it inward that 1/4 inch to make up for that gap there, once the correct bracket is on there, that's going to become a problem. I'm thinking it might change the angle here. So that's what we're going to do. Okay, so here's the deal. I was thinking that I would use my heat induction tool, wrap it around there and heat this and bend it, but I'm finding that putting it in the vise here, I can bend it without doing that, without heating it up. So what I'm going to do is just bend it a little bit at a time until I get the bend exactly where I want it. This can be easier than I thought. That's good. Maybe a slight more bend right here just to close up that little gap, but that shouldn't even matter because the end of the plate is back here. And down there you have the whole deck back there, the whole back shell of the deck, so nothing's going to come out there anyway. Right there should be the perfect bend for this thing. Now I'll just bend the next one to match it. So now I have both of them bent
to the exact shape of that deck, and they're gonna work perfectly. Like I said, I think that this mount, the lower part of this mount, has to be shorter. It can't come out as far, so then that way when you put this on the deck you can move it in or out enough play to get you exactly where you want to be, because the length it is now pushes you out too far right here, which allows for that almost 1/4 inch gap. So you got to be able to slide the mount back in further so that the plate will be tight against the deck so you don't get all that blowout coming straight up. So that'll be the only thing that Alex will have to do, is adjust the size of that mount, which is this right here. He'll have to adjust that. So maybe the upward length here is shorter than that. So maybe he'll just have to flip-flop this and put these mounting brackets here up there. He'd have to change that as well. So I don't know. There will be some adjustment he'll have to do, and I'm sure he'll figure that part out. But definitely this here has to be shorter. Or what he could actually do is make the tabs here, instead of coming out this far, bring them in closer so they don't come out as far, and drill the holes back here a little bit to make up for that 1/4 inch difference. So this really wasn't that hard. It was pretty simple to do. I have both of them set up right here. I have the box over there. I'll get these packaged back up and ship these back to Alex, and he's gonna do his thing with them. He now has a template to make this for Skag decks. The size of the deck really won't vary that much, because the design of it, you know, I believe like 48, 52, and 61 inch decks are all roughly the same. Smaller 36 inch deck will change because the mouth isn't as big on those, I don't believe. But all in all, he will be able to form this up, and like I said, I got the bends in there right, and he'll be able to make his template so that he can mass produce these and make them available for all you guys. I just gotta say a huge thank you to Alex. I love what he's doing with this company. One of the biggest things I like about it is I've been offered partnerships with companies as far as ambassador programs, things like that, and they want your opinion, they want your feedback. But with Alex, he had 0 questions about, I told him I was interested in putting one on Skag, and he goes, I don't have a template for that yet. And I said, well, how about you just send me a blank? I will form it to my deck for you and send it back to you, and then you'll have one. And then I'll order one from there once you get it all, you know, fine-tuned. And I didn't ask him for one. I didn't ask him for anything in return. He was more than happy to send me one and let me do this for him. And that's the one thing that I like. There's so many of these programs out there, especially with as big as social media has gotten these days, to include the end user. But I don't think any to the extent that like what Alex is doing, where he's like, you know what, take this, form it the way you want it on your deck. Make it the way you want it, make it, you know, fold in where you want it, make the bend where you want it, form it the exact way that you want it, and it would be the most useful for you on your deck. Send it back to me, and I'll make a template and produce them from there. I thought that was awesome. That's a huge step for a company to be able to do that. There's, like I said, a lot of programs out there, but I don't really think any of them go to the extent of letting you help design the product they're making, which in turn is going to be used by you. There's a lot of guys that sit behind desks or sit in offices, and you know, they're great at what they do, and they're engineers and they design these things, but then sometimes these products get to us as the end user, the guys that use it every day, and we're like, this is really nice, but I would have done this a little different. It would have worked better, you know, because we run this equipment every day. We know what it needs. We know what we need to do our jobs the best that we can do them. So I gotta give props to Alex for that. So these are bent up. One of these is actually going to be mine. One is going to be his template. I don't care either one. They're both bent the same. He's going to powder coat this for me, orange to match my Skag deck. And then he's going to put the motor on it, the wiring harness that comes with it, and ship it back to me. And so thank you, Alex, for that. I greatly appreciate it, and super stoked to see where you go with this company in the future. I'm a big fan of it, and as you guys know, use my code like I mentioned before, Countryside 10 or James Shield. I'm not sure what his code is. Contact him, and he can tell you. I don't really care. Like I said, I don't get anything out of it as far as money. Every time someone uses the code, I don't get any of that. So use one of our codes by all means and save yourself some money. And you guys have seen this for years on my Walker B in the videos, us using it. You saw me put it on the Toro Grandstand last year,
and it is now going to be on the Skag V-Ride 2. And if I get that mower that's supposed to be coming later today, it'll end up being on that mower as well. Without a doubt. I am 100% all Power Chute. That's all I want to use. I love them. Billy loves them. They work great for us. So that'll be it for this one, and definitely watch for that video. I'll probably put it up tomorrow. I'll definitely put it up tomorrow. I'm not going to put up 2 videos today. This one will go up today. So watch for that video tomorrow, and you'll see whether I made the deal with the Walker B or I didn't. And if I did, you'll either see me with cash in the hand, or you'll see me with a new mower, depending on what I end up doing. And this video's done. Crap. I gotta go put this mower back. Back through the mud I go, I guess. Not what I wanted to do. Oh well. Hey, while you're at it, hit that subscribe button. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Then you guys will know next time I put out one of the most amazing videos you've ever seen, which is, well, all of them, I think. If you didn't like the videos, why do you keep coming back? Like 64% of you aren't subscribed to my videos according to analytics.